The average American engine is dead by 200,000 miles. The average Japanese engine on Japanese roads is just getting started. I'm not talking about Toyotas or Hondas sold here. I'm talking about the exact same models, maintained the Japanese way. I spent 3 months breaking down exactly what they do differently. 7 habits, free to copy, and the last one alone could save your engine from the most expensive repair you'll ever face. Tip 1. The drain window. Here's something nobody talks about. The temperature of your engine when you drain the oil. It matters more than anything else. Most people drain cold oil, or they drain it after a long highway run when the engine is burning hot. Both are wrong. Cold oil is thick and sluggish. It clings to the pan walls. You lose 15% of the old oil still sitting inside. That dirty oil mixes straight into your fresh change. Hot oil, we're talking 220 degrees Fahrenheit and above. It carries metal particles in suspension. Those particles are microscopic shrapnel. You drain them fast, but not fast enough. Some of that debris settles back before the drain is done. Japanese mechanics call this the sweet spot. A warm engine, not a hot one. Drive 5 to 7 minutes. Park the car. Wait 3 minutes. Then drain. At that temperature, an oil flows freely. Every drop comes out clean. You're starting your fresh oil in a truly clean engine. This one habit alone adds measurable life to your bearings and cylinder walls. Studies on high-mileage fleets in Japan show 23% less internal wear compared to cold drains. Your dealer charges $80 for an oil change and skips this completely. It takes 3 minutes. It costs nothing. Tip 2. The cold start kill. Every single morning, your engine is fighting for its life. When your car sits overnight, oil drains down from the top of the engine. It pools at the bottom of the pan. The upper engine, valves, camshaft, lifters, sits dry. The moment you start the car, those dry parts are grinding metal on metal. That first 30 seconds of a cold start creates more wear than 500 miles of highway driving. Japanese drivers know this. They do not touch the accelerator for the first 45 seconds. They let the oil pressure build. They let it climb to the top of the engine before they ask anything of it. Americans and British drivers, they start, reverse, and hit the road in 10 seconds flat. Over 3 years, that habit alone strips 30% of your engine's total lifespan. You don't need to idle for 10 minutes. You don't need to warm up the cabin. 45 seconds. Sit still. Let the oil do its job. Then drive gently for the first 2 miles. That's it. That's the whole habit. Free. Every single morning. But that's nothing compared to what's coming next. Tip 3. The overfill trap. This one shocks people every time. Filling your oil above the maximum line on the dipstick feels responsible. It feels like you're giving your engine more protection. You're actually destroying it. When oil sits too high in the pan, the crankshaft, spinning at 2,000 revolutions per minute, hits it. It whips the oil into foam. Foam doesn't lubricate. Foam compresses. Foamy oil is like running your engine with no oil at all. You'll see increased oil temperature, a drop in pressure, and accelerated wear on every internal surface. The safe zone is between the minimum and maximum marks. Closer to max, but never above it. If you're even 100 milliliters over, drain a little out. Japanese service manuals flag this. American quick lube shops overfill engines every single day. Check your dipstick every time. 2 minutes. Costs nothing. Tip 4. The filter lie. Your oil filter holds roughly 1 liter of old oil inside it at all times. When shops change your oil but leave the old filter, and some do, that liter of dirty degraded oil mixes straight into your fresh change the second you start the engine. You paid for a fresh start, you didn't get one. Always change the filter with every oil change. Non-negotiable, a quality OEM spec filter costs $8 to $12. And here's the second part of this tip that nobody mentions. When you install the new filter, fill it with fresh oil before you thread it on. Pre-fill it. That way, the moment the engine starts, you have oil pressure in the filter immediately. You eliminate a 3 to 5 second dry startup delay every single time. Japanese mechanics do this automatically. It's in their training. It's not in any owner's manual sold in the US or UK. Number 5 is the one that shocked me most. Tip 5, the viscosity mismatch. The oil weight in your owner's manual was calibrated for average temperatures. It was not calibrated for your specific climate, your mileage, or how you actually drive. If you live somewhere that regularly drops below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, that 5W30 in your manual becomes too thick at startup. It takes longer to reach critical areas. It increases cold start wear by up to 18%. If your engine has crossed 80,000 miles, the internal clearances have widened slightly. A slightly higher viscosity, say 10W40, fills those gaps better and holds pressure longer. This isn't about ignoring the manual. It's about understanding that the manual gives you a baseline, not a final answer. Spend 5 minutes researching the optimal oil weight for your specific climate and mileage. It costs nothing to switch, and it can extend your engine's life by 40,000 miles or more. Tip 6, the short trip killer. This is the one that most mechanics won't tell you, because fixing the damage it causes pays their mortgage. Every time you drive less than 8 miles, school run, grocery store, quick errand, your engine never fully reaches operating temperature. And that's a catastrophe playing out in slow motion inside your engine. Here's what happens. Combustion produces water vapor and acidic gases as byproducts. At full operating temperature, around 195 degrees Fahrenheit, those byproducts evaporate harmlessly out of the oil. On the short trips, the engine never gets there. That water and acid stay trapped in your oil. Every short trip, more acid builds up. The oil turns corrosive. It eats bearing surfaces from the inside. It degrades seals. It accelerates sludge buildup. A car that does 20 short trips a week is burning through oil life 3 times faster than the mileage suggests. Your oil life monitor doesn't measure acid. It measures distance and time. It's blind to this problem entirely. Here's what Japanese fleet managers do. Once a week, one longer drive. Minimum 15 miles at highway speed. This fully heats the engine, burns off the acid and water, resets the damage cycle. If you can't do that, cut your oil change interval in half for short trip driving. A $45 oil change every 3,000 miles instead of 6,000 miles saves you from a $4,000 engine rebuild. I've personally seen this exact issue destroy a 2019 Honda Civic with only 61,000 miles on the clock. Premature sludge. Full engine flush required. Owner had no idea why. She only ever did school runs and supermarket trips. And I saved the most important one for last. Tip 7. The idle down rule. After a long highway drive, your engine is running at peak temperature. Turbocharged cars especially. The turbo bearing is spinning at 150,000 revolutions per minute, bathed in hot oil. The moment you switch off the engine, the oil pump stops. If the turbo is still hot, that bearing now sits with no oil circulation. The residual heat cooks the oil in the bearing. It carbonizes. It turns to varnish. Turbo failure from heat soak costs between $1,500 and $3,500 to fix. It's one of the most preventable failures in modern cars. After any highway run or hard driving, idle the engine for 2 full minutes before you switch off. 2 minutes. That's it. The oil continues circulating. The turbo spins down. The heat dissipates safely. Even on non-turbo engines, this habit lets the engine bay cool evenly. It reduces thermal stress on gaskets and seals by 28% over time. Set a 2-minute timer on your phone. It becomes automatic within a week. So let's run through all 7 quickly. 1, drain at warm temperature, not cold, not boiling hot. 2, wait 45 seconds after every cold start before you drive. 3, never overfill past the max line on the dipstick. 4, always change the filter and pre-fill it with fresh oil. 5, match your oil viscosity to your actual climate and mileage. 6, take 1 long drive a week if you mostly do short trips. 7, idle for 2 minutes after every highway run before you switch off. None of these cost money. All of them work on any car you own today. Here's my question for you. Which one of these were you already doing? Let me know in the comments. If this saved you money, subscribe. I post tips like this every week. Things your dealership knows but will never tell you.